I don't brag, I mostly boast. From the VA to the LA coast. Is it go?
Welcome back, my friends. If you're new here, I am Lance, aka Mr. Meta. Welcome back to the channel.
Nice.
Today we are checking out The Spiritual Whisperer Goes Off on T.S. Madison. That's why you will always be hidden in the dark. All Even podcast with Barry Grant Jr. Now, I saw this the other night when I was doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling?
Fashion, a dog, nails, everything's happy. I want to go on her page and see what it is.
She had me intrigued. She had me from the word go. So let's check it out. I'll leave the link for All Even Podcast with Barry Grant. The channel, like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. If you want to support this channel a little bit more personally, become a channel member, Lance's Bestie, or hop in on my Patreon and support me through there.
Jason Lee.
Jason
Wait.
Lee. Oh, the
Go ahead. Ask me
T.I.
about Jason Lee. What about Jason Lee?
had T.S. Madison on his show.
oh, did he?
Okay, continue.
And they
Jason Lee and T.S. Madison just did an interview. Okay, and
they
what
were-
did you see
and-
from the interview?
And from what I took from it, they were talking about my friend. However,
Who's your friend? What friend?
The spiritual whistleblower. They were talking about you, but they didn't use your name.
Jason Lee and T.S. Madison were talking about me. What exactly were they talking about? I'm interested.
They were
What-
talking
what-
about our last interview.
What about our last interview? Because we covered a lot in our last interview.
I don't remember. I think he was talking about something about breaking somebody back.
Oh, the buck breaking.
Something like
buck
that.
break.
I said T.S. Madison buck breaks the men she sleeps with.
Come on.
She said
Nicole got to play the clip so people will understand our dialogue and why I brought it up and why I said T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison came for me. T.S. Madison was on Nene Leakes podcast talking about DL men and talking about how women should get on the HIV PrEP medication. You know, I responded, I do my TikToks and all that, and I feel that T.S. is a closeted misogynist. I feel that T.S. Madison is a sociopath with a lot of childhood trauma and psychological issues. I feel that T.S. Madison does not like women and enjoys the fact that the men that she sleeps with, she calls them straight, but they're actually straight presenting men who are actually gay. She enjoys the fact that she can send this man home to his wife after she done broke him in with her dang-a-lang. She buck breaks, and buck breaking is something that our oppressors, the slave master, did to the slaves. They took a man's manhood from him by getting him in his hole. That's buck breaking, and that's why T.S. Madison will not get the sex change, because the thing in between his legs is what gets him money and power and fame, and he's sadistic and he enjoys buck breaking straight men and turning them out. But I will reiterate again, I will double down. I still feel that T.S. Madison buck breaks the men that she sleeps with. And
Wait, but hold on for a sec. Buck break. Okay, B-U-C-K. I thought she said B-U-T-T. Butt breaking. It's buck breaking. Okay.
because she has sex tapes out there. And I'm gonna be very classy. I'm gonna try to be classy, because if my mouth T.S. Madison has sex tapes out there where she is dominating. She's playing the dominatrix role and dominating the men. They're in bondage. They got to bow down to her while she bangs them out. She's saying things psychologically, So
I forgot that.
I said buck breaking, by the way, for those that don't know, back in the slavery times, the white slave masters used sexual violence against the black slaves, and they raped them.
Oh God!
They did.
Oh, well, we gotta censor that.
So it was to dehumanize and emasculate the black slave.
Oh shit!
In front of their wives and children.
Yep.
So it's a psychological breaking down of a man, destroys a man's manhood. I said T.S. Madison is a buck breaker because the results are the same, even though it's consensual. So when you saw the Jason Lee T.S. Madison interview, what were they saying? What did they derive from our video, from the discussion we were having?
You interview me now?
I'm just asking. I'm asking. I'm mad because I want to be classy about this, because I don't want TS trying to say, no, we're having intelligent dialogues, darling.
Now I wanna be respectful. I don't know to call.
Call her she. So
right?
she can't say you're misgendering
so
her. She looks for stuff to fucking pick apart. Not today, honey, you're not.
She said that she disagrees with your
Well, before
phrasing.
she disagreed, did she call me out of my name?
No.
She didn't call me a hoe?
I don't remember. Well, she didn't call you. She didn't use your name, so we don't know who she was talking about, right?
Well, she referenced our video.
I put two and two together. So yeah, she did say that hoe, but it's just
the hoe is me. She called me a hoe. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, and then she kind of denied whatever we said or whatever you said.
Yeah, she said buck breaking. I don't buck break because this is just me paraphrasing, not quote unquote, because the men she dates or deals with romantically consent to her doing what she does to them. And I'm going to double down and say no. Whether it's consensual or not, the end results are the same. T.S. Madison plays a dominatrix role with the men she sleeps with. They have to bow down to her. They have to be subservient. She has to dominate them.
Now, are these straight men?
Straight presenting, that have wives and girlfriends at home. Yes.
Straight presenting means that they present straight to the
world, and they're masculine, very masculine,
right.
But in the dark, they're dealing with transgender women and keeping it a secret. So T.S. Madison, let me explain something, honey. When you get done doing what you do with that man, he may not say it to you, but he feels shame. He feels dehumanized, emasculated, and that's why you will always be hidden in the dark. He will not hold hands with you in the daylight, walking down the streets. He will keep you in the darkness. Ooh. Because you have bitched him out. You put him in a subservient position, even though it's for a quick nut. And what do they call this with men? A post-clarity nut. Once the nut is out the way, all their sense comes back. Like, what the fuck am I? What am I doing? Why am I here? They do this with women too. Oh, I don't like her. Yeah, it was cool in the moment. I don't like this bitch. Let me get up out of here. Post-clarity nut. When he comes to his senses and he realizes he laid up with you, let me get the fuck up out of here and go back to my woman. And he's disgusted with himself, even though it was for a few moments of pleasure. He feels less of a man when he's with you because he has to reduce himself. I've seen your sex tapes and how you talk to these men and degrade them and dehumanize them while you're pounding them out. That is a slave master role. You are grooming these men. You can delude yourself, but that's the truth. That is buck breaking, consensual or not. The end result is the same. The man walks away dehumanized, emasculated, and shamed. That's why you will always be a secret, a fetish, a kink, and he will keep you in the dark. And if anyone exposes it, violence will occur. Unfortunately, whether it's you or the woman, violence will occur. He cannot have the secret exposed. So it is buck breaking. And to back up my theory with facts, there is a documentary that was released in 2021 by Tariq Nasheed. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. The DVD documentary is called Buck Breaking, and you can stream it on Amazon Prime, or you can buy the DVD. Everything I said can be verified in that documentary. Right. What T.S. Madison does, and I will double down, is buck breaking, even if it's consensual, because he finds pleasure, even if it's his first time. You're still grooming and breaking him in. But when he walks away after that nut, that post-clarity, he comes to his senses like, oh shit, I cannot ever let anyone know this is happening. I gotta go back home. And that's why the men beat on the women and they lash out. Men are murdering their mothers now. They lash out at their loved ones around them because it's misplaced anger from being up with you. Ooh. Okay, so he's shamed. He seeks gratification from you as a kink, but he has to reduce himself to a bitch to get that nut. You make him feel less than a man. That is emasculation, dehumanization. It's psychological. So that's what I meant by buck breaking. Even though it's consensual and the slave master, and they do it in prison. They buck break in prison, and the man come home and go home to his girl. Fraternities and gangs. Let's not pretend we don't know what buck breaking is. It's been going on for centuries. What's happening now, the white man don't have to do it no more because he's trained the black man to do it to his own community. And you're a hit dog hollering, and that's why you and Jason had this conversation about me and couldn't get past the conversation without calling me a hoe and disrespecting me. But you know I'm right. You's a hit dog hollering, and I'll just leave it at that. Pick up the documentary by Tariq Nasheed. It's called Buck Breaking, and it will back everything up I said with facts. Let's move on, shall we? And I'm going to blow the whistle on that. Let's go. They ain't gonna like me for that one. Oh, can we segue another thing? Because I watched the Jason Lee interview. And there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of gaslighting. But I want to know, who are the rappers that T.S. Madison are sleeping with? Jason Lee fucked up. Because the way that he should have worded when he was interviewing T.S. Madison, he should have said, "What celebrities are sliding up in you?" He
pigeonholed it to
just rappers.
Right.
That's the setup, because the internet will get to the bottom and find out who T.S. is sleeping with.
Internet sleuths are the
internet
best.
will find out, honey, no matter how much.
Yep.
T.S. Madison needs to fire her PR person, because they should have prepped you and told Jason, don't talk about my private life. You can talk about anything else, don't bring up. If these men you're sleeping with are paying your bills, you got to protect that, honey. And it's not me trying to be funny, but y'all can't play around in these interviews, because the internet will find your shit out fast. And I have an ideal, since Jason reduced you to rappers, and he should have said celebrity, because if Jason would have said celebrity, then we're sitting here like, well, damn, is it a football player? Is it a basketball? Is it an actor? Is it an R&B singer? We all be sitting wondering and never figured this shit out. But you said rapper, so now we're like,
Oh, well, you narrowed it down.
which rappers is fucking T.S. Madison and paying her bills? So this is my theory, what I came up with. I'm not going to come out and say the name, but I have an idea of who I think it is. Why are you smirking, Barry? I'm going to blow the whistle. Why are you smirking, Barry?
Because I wait for you to say something. I'm just waiting. With bated breath, I'm just waiting.
Okay, so here's some factors. Hold on. Here's some factors who I think T.S. Madison is sleeping with in terms of rapper. Since Jason, they put it out there. This is not me starting a rumor or whatever. They said this in their interview. T.S. Madison said, which rappers slide up in her?
Disclaimer.
Yes. So, I said no.
I feel bad. I haven't really said much, but she's keeping me like. I'm locked in, to be honest with you, because I'm just fascinated. I'm just like hanging on to every word, honestly. Sorry for not too much commentary, but she's just fascinating me.
Number one, T.S. Madison has let me be classy.
Oh.
Let me be classy.
You've been very classy tonight. I just want to tell you that.
My tongue is trying so hard. I'm being so good, Barry. T.S. Madison has quite the voluptuous shape.
Here's why homeowners across Florida are switching to Rhino Shield and never painting their house again. Unlike traditional paint that fades and peels in 5 to 7 years.
Not the wide backbone.
So I said, okay, if she's smashing a rapper, whoever is running up, she said slid in her. Slid meaning going up in the back door. So I said, whoever's going up in that back door has to be well endowed, lengthy, girthy. Because something this little, I'm sorry, cover your ears, because I got to get to the real. I'm real, okay? That's the autism. I stand for justice.
Go ahead.
You can't be little or even medium. She's dealing with somebody that's, okay, to go up in that. Y'all saw what it looked like. Voluptuous.
What were you thinking?
Not the whole.
So we're talking rappers, because Jason Lee said rappers instead of celebrities. You slipped, Jason. You should have said celebrities. Now the internet can like which rappers, and most rappers are broke, they're fake, you know, pretending like they got money and they got multiple baby mamas, they gotta pay child support. Listen, I said it's a rapper that is hung. If he's going, she said slid. She lifted her leg up. She said they slide up in her. So somebody that's well endowed is going up in that derriere, that very big derriere. Number two, she said one of her mansions, she got to get her bills paid, is $10,000 a month.
Oh
so I said, whoever the rapper is, his paper is long. So who can we think of that's well endowed?
I ain't thinking about nobody. You gotta let me know.
That's well endowed.
I don't know nobody. So.
And their paper is long. There's a couple of rappers, and they're not newer. I think they're older.
Oh.
I'm not going to say their names, but I'm just wondering allegedly how she got on that lady's song and she's collecting royalties. You know, that could be a possibility.
Oh, Beyonce?
I heard about Blueface allegedly being, hung like a horse, but I don't think it's Blueface. I heard Kanye was hung. I don't think it's Kanye. Look at the rappers that are well endowed and look at the rappers that are multimillionaires, that are really balling. Those are the ones that can afford to pay Miss Madison's mortgage, her $10,000 a month mortgage, allegedly. So I'm just saying, TS, fire your PR person. When you prep for an interview, you got to be careful because the internet is dangerous and they will find your shit out, honey. Y'all sitting there playing, but you can't expose a man. And I guarantee whoever she's dealing with got a woman or a wife. All these rappers got women. And she knows it, and she don't care because he's paying her bills, which is trashy to me.
We spending too much time about.
Let's go. Let's move along. Let's move along.
About hung rappers.
I'm still trying to process it. I was hanging on to every word though she was saying. I said I feel bad for not having too much commentary, but I was like, tell me more. I felt my ear just growing. I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I don't like gossip. I don't like gossip. So apparently that's the reason why they're having beef, because Spiritual Whisperer kind of mentioned something about what Tia said on Jason Lee's channel. Jason Lee is so annoying. He's kind of cringe too. There's sometimes there was one interview he did with Tiffany New York Pollard. That was pretty good, but he's still messy and stuff like that. I'm not a big Jason Lee fan. But she was mentioning that T.S. Madison was on Beyonce. Wasn't it? Beyonce, T.S. Madison. Wasn't there a song they had? T.S. Madison being sampled on Beyonce's song. So she was gives T.S. a cozy shout out. Oh, so she had to use a sample from her. Okay. Of all people, yeah. Jay-Z, allegedly. Jay-Z could be allegedly. That's interesting. I mean, if it's not Kanye, my first instinct was Kanye, to be honest with you. My first thing, Kanye is a ball of craziness, so it wouldn't surprise me, because there was, him and Jeffree Star apparently hooked up, allegedly, yes, no, and then there was, yes, they did hook up, and then there was no, they didn't, and then Jeffree was like, no, I'm so sick of hearing about this, yes, we did, okay. So I was just like, oh, okay, so is it or is it? So it's a whole ball of mess right there. But I thought this was an interesting interview. And there's a follow-up to it. If you guys are interested, we can do the follow-up. But I wanted to hear your opinion on this, because I saw this. I was like, what the fuck? I was intrigued. So hopefully it was intriguing to you too. I thought it was really good. Anyway, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Love, peace, and grease, and bye.